The ball was driven there by Gallagher, and here is Howard Gale. A little bit of room for him over there, though Gareth Roberts is trying to deny him space, and a looping cross, Irvine underneath it. So was the defender Les Thompson. Irvine, skillful Scottish wingman. Back here to fullback Mark Atkins, on to Scunthorpe United. Here's Frank Stapleton, a chance for him on the angle, into the side netting. The first real glimpse of danger from the Irish international. And see here how, when Atkins played the ball in, he used all his experience to get around Ross Wilcox, but it was the wrong side of the net. Roberts, he's got a man moving up that right touchline. That man being Hockaday, takes it nicely, confronted by Gallagher, and Howard Gale comes back, and it looks as though that's going to be just about kept from going for a corner. Now Mark Grew looking across to the linesman. The linesman said, in fact, the ball did go over the white line, and it will be Hull City's first corner. But, Mark Grew having a nice rapport with the linesman over here. Not complaining bitterly about the decision anyway. And it can be very difficult to give at times like that. So it's Lee Palin who gives the signal. The question is, do they know what it's all about? He'll no doubt aim for the head of Peter Swan, who's up there now, and it just flicks away from the top of Swan's head, but Hull still putting pressure on the Blackburn Rovers defence here. And the ball is won, and Hull through. Here's Payton, great chance for Payton, drills it in. Swan scrambles it over the Blackburn line, and Peter Swan has his 6th of the season after Andy Payton just failed to finish it off himself. But a good striking partnership developing between Swan and Payton, and the ex-Leeds man was in the right place at the right time. It's virtually the first chance that Hull have had. Thompson slid it through. Payton always willing to have a whack. He put some spin on the shot as well, kept out by Grew, but Swan was there. Peter Swan has proved a very effective utility player, because he plays centre-half as well as centre-forward, of course. Always gets his quota of goals, often with his head. But today, it was with his right foot. Richardson's pass to Simon Garner, and a lovely ball from him out here on the touchline is Alan Irvine, the Scottish wingman, who try and tease his way past Thompson, cuts inside and whips in the shot. Oh, good save. A fingertip stop from Hesford. It just deflected the ball over the top of the crossbar. Again, it's Irvine, and this time he powers it straight into the crowd, and a disappointing finish from Alan Irvine then. Amazing, really, because his first shot had been delivered from virtually the same spot. He is a tricky wingman, and he created it all by himself there, virtually teed it up, and it required a splendid save from Hesford. Payton, very sprightly on his feet, and now Jenkinson, and a great run being made forward by Palin. Took his time though. Now he plies Payton once more. Good little ball over the top. Coming back to Andy Payton, trying to make the room for the shot for himself maybe. Hits it in, and flicked over the top by Grew. He is a striker full of confidence, Andy Payton. Moving right across the edge of the penalty area to create the space. Flicked over. And he's got it again. Two minutes to the break then, and the ball runs straight through, and here's Swan in a tussle, and he does well, and Peter Swan has done superbly well here. The chance to make it 2 for Payton. That looked like a handball. Well, maybe not. Maybe it just struck the defender. Really, it should have been Hull City 2, Blackburn 0 at that point. Peter Swan did so well in the first instance to get past the defender, Moran, but when he cut it back, Payton got the header in, and it was Hill on the line who kept it out. So only about 18 seconds left on the electronic scoreboard at the back of the goal there that Hull City are attacking. And now they have to do just a bit more defending before the break. Irvine hooks it up in the air. Thompson puts it back forward. Swan, a lovely little back header. Palin, he's a man wide on his right. Here's Andy Payton. This is the sort of chance that Payton thrives on. It's 2-0 for Hull City. A glorious goal, beautifully struck by Andy Payton. He does the Lambada. He must have seen Roger Miller in the World Cup, and he's certainly finishing just as crisply. Perfect timing for a goal. As the electronic scoreboard was showing that it was half-time here at Boothbury Park, Andy Payton gets his 14th of the season. It was a lovely ball played to him by Lee Palin, and Payton hardly ever misses those. And he makes it 2-0, and the whistle should sound for half-time any second now. In fact, there it is. So what an ending to that first half. Goals from Swan and Payton give Hull City a convincing lead, but they shouldn't forget, of course, that as he conducts the orchestra, they were hauled back to 2-2 by Oldham after leading them 2-0 as well. Half-time, Hull 2, Blackburn 0. That's well driven towards the edge of the area, and Gale is up for it. Stapleton lifted it over Hesford, but unfortunately for Blackburn, over the bar too. Well, Frank Stapleton has poached many a goal in his time in the First Division, and here he was very close to adding to his tally. It was an awkwardly dropping ball. The defence never somehow looked comfortable against it. Gale nodding it on, and Stapleton's first time strike just off the mark. The ball was called for down that right touchline. The question is, will Gale get there ahead of Wilcox? He will, and he plays it in first time as well. Put out by Mayle. It's dangerous just for a moment. But David Mayle, who had so many years at Ewood Park, is on the leading side at the moment. Atkins with a clear header. Stapleton there, Hesford's there too. And bowls it out now for Jenkinson, who's got a good turn of pace. Richardson's gone back to go with him, and Jenkinson merely takes it past him and runs on, and here's Payton coming for another one. Fine save from Grew, and it's going to be a corner. What an excellent bit of football that was. Lee Jenkinson showing his paces and supplying an excellent cross too, and Andy Payton from that distance, only denied by Grew spreading himself. Hockaday's ball inside went straight to Richardson. Blackburn certainly looking intense. They'll think they can score goals here against the second division's worst defence. Neatly done by Roberts. Very calm indeed. Caused a few palpitations in the stand, in the director's box especially, I imagine. Good ball forward. Swan's onside, and this could finish it if he can get past him. Peter Swan is going to make it 3-0. A simple tap-in the end. And Hull City have now perhaps taken the game out of Blackburn's reach. He timed his run so well and kept his nerve. It's Swan's second of the day, Hull's third. The ball there from Hockaday, catching Blackburn totally square. Peter Swan running on, and Grew sensibly, I suppose you might say, didn't bring him down, because he might have got himself sent off. And Swan will never accept an easier one. Mayle has had an outstanding game in the centre of defence against his former club. Obviously wanted to do it against them very badly indeed, and he has done. That was a free kick with a push on Swan. Palin's free kick up there. There are a lot of people in there, and Swan's trying to get there. Here's Gareth Roberts to make it 4, maybe. Well, somehow it stayed out. Good save again from Grew. He stopped a couple, otherwise Gareth Roberts would have been celebrating. Gareth Roberts doesn't get many goals these days. I remember him scoring one at Bradford City in front of the Yorkshire television cameras 9 years ago. But here was another chance for him to add, and Mark Grew spread himself and did well. By hook or by crook, they kept it out. Payton again going to a gap, and Hill getting up above him. It would look so convincing for Hull if they could get a fourth goal. But surely now they can't let this one slip. 3-0 up and 8 minutes left. Roberts. Well, they're content to just stroke the ball around at the moment and create some space, which they've done. Palin nudging it through. Payton! Well, he couldn't have been more unlucky. Again, it showed the man's skill and confidence inside the penalty area. He really does have a supreme striker's instincts. Good ball played through from Palin. Snap effort, and it nearly snapped the bar. And the free kick is given to Blackburn, tugging at the shirt as he tried to turn. So a crumb of comfort perhaps here for them. 3 minutes left. Mark Atkins seems keen to get on with things. Now he can hit a ball, so they might tee it up for him. Wilcox is the man over it. His whole are sent back by referee Jones. It's going to be Richardson, and now it is Atkins who powers forward, hits the shot in and scores. An excellent goal from Mark Atkins. The former Scunthorpe man gets a lot from the full-back position. He knew exactly where he wanted the ball, and it was put there for him, and he didn't disappoint his colleagues. Richardson it was who plied the pass, side-footed, and he had to stretch a little bit, Atkins, but beat Hesford into that bottom corner, and Blackburn have got some reward for making the trip over the Pennines. So is there time for Hull City to get a fourth goal? And for a start, Roberts needs to keep that ball in, and he's done just that. Poor defending, really, by Gallagher, and the ball has to be turned aside by Atkins for a Hull corner in the last minute. In fact, in time added on, so... Well, you always have to think about goal difference, so even at this stage, a fourth for Hull would be welcome. And there isn't time to take the corner. The referee, with one long blast on the whistle, says, we've had enough here at Boothbury Park this afternoon. And after Peter Swan had given Hull City the lead, Andy Payton came up with his 14th goal of the season. A beauty it was too. Swan got another one before Blackburn eventually pulled one back in the latter stages from Mark Atkins. A thoroughly deserved victory here for Hull City. 3 precious points. They win by 3-1. Well, there's the strike partnership. All smiles, I should think, at the moment. Peter, you seem to have developed a very good understanding with Andy.
Yes, I'm very happy playing with Andy. He seems to know me and vice versa. But today, all week I've been training and didn't expect to play. And the gaffer asked me yesterday, and I said I had an injection just before the game, which he didn't do much, to be honest, but he was happy just to keep me out there for Andy's sake, really.
Well, I like playing with Big Swanee. I mean, there's nobody better around in the air for me, and I need to play off somebody with height. And as I say, you know, Pete's probably better than anyone in the air around in the second division.
It seems, I think, to everybody who looks in from the outside that Blackburn, having just missed promotion to the First Division 3 years in a row with the playoffs, don't seem to have quite got it together again this year.
Well, I think they're very much like Hull City at the moment. They've brought in new players and started to regroup a side, so it's been very difficult for them to play together. And the same with Hull City.